65. So I was 17 and going to be a senior in high school at MA, at Manawatu High School. And so I met Lindsay in my senior year, and he was a junior, and we sang a song together, and then I never saw him again for another 2 years. So, because I went to CSN for 2 years. And so and he was still in high school. So we separated, and then they called and asked me, his band, if I wanted to be in their band. Sight unseen for at least 2 years. And I said, sure, why not? And so I joined this band, and it was a great band. And within weeks, maybe 2 months of being in this band, we were like opening for really big bands, like, not bragging, but sort of. Jimi Hendrix, Santa Clara Fairgrounds, 70,000 people.
Wow!
Janis Joplin, Stanford French Amphitheater, Stanford University, 30,000 people. Santana, Monterey Carmel, right before Woodstock, 25,000 people. Winterland Ballroom, Avalon Ballroom, the Fillmore, right before the huge Chicago album, Color My World, that one. Huge. Now, you have to understand we were 8th on the bill, but still, the perk to being 8th on the bill was you got to stand on the stage and like watch Jimi Hendrix. So, it was just like the most amazing time in music as far as me and Lindsay, I think, are concerned. And it was like you never could possibly imagine that you'd even be in something like that. So we made really pretty good money, and I was going to San Jose State, and I was in the band, and my parents were supporting me. And so I always wonder now why my mother didn't make me put this money that I made from the band into a savings account, because she was frugal. But she didn't. She let me keep it. So I heard this rumor that up in the real San Francisco, the funky San Francisco, there was a store where all the famous rock and roll women bought their clothes. So I saved up my money and got in my little Corvair Monza convertible candy apple red, 5-speed, and buzzed out there with my money to find the Velvet Underground. And of course, the Velvet Underground was not a big store like I thought it was going to be. It was a tiny little store. It was like maybe half of this stage, maybe not even that. And I walked in, and I instantly knew there was nothing in this store that I could afford. And it was like this beautiful hand-painted floor, hardwood floor, which I've really never seen since. A floor like that. And clothes, the most beautiful clothes you can ever imagine in your life. I know this doesn't sound all that interesting to you, but to me it was like, I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to clothes heaven. So I'm standing there on this beautiful floor, and I'm thinking, I can't buy anything, but you know what? I am standing probably in the same place that Janis Joplin stands, and Grace Slick stands, and God knows other famous women stand. And all of a sudden, I had what I like to call a seizure/premonition. And I felt something coming. I knew something really big was coming, bigger than what Lindsay and I were doing in our really good band that was opening for really good bands, bigger. And what it was now, of course, in hindsight, it was this. It was Christine and John and Mick and Lindsay. It was Fleetwood Mac, and I saw it. So the reason I'm telling you this is because I want you to know, especially since you are from the only place I really ever got to call home, which is San Jose, Cupertino, Menlo Park, that if you have a dream, don't let anybody ever tell you you can't have it, because you can. And if you have the passion and the fire, you go after it, and you don't let people get in your way, and you do it, and you can get it. Never ever let anybody hold you back. So I'm back to the Velvet Underground, and I'm back to the floor, the beautiful floor that I love, with the lace and the paper flowers, back to the gypsy that I was.